Today we're going to be checking out the Logitech Pebble Keys 2 K380s keyboard. This is going to be a cool little keyboard that's designed to be portable, lightweight, and have some multi-device functionality. So in the box, what you're going to get is this awesome, beautiful packaging. I really love this like felted cloth material. Very cool. Never seen this in a packaging before. So we're going to have the keyboard over here, which is really beautiful, very petite and clean looking. And then there's going to be a quick little instruction guide that shows how to connect this keyboard via Bluetooth. So first impressions with the keyboard, it's going to be ultra slim, as you can see here. It's going to be about as thin as my pinky, which goes to show how slim this thing is, which means it is going to be a lightweight keyboard, and it's also going to be very portable, being only at about 1 foot long in length. So if you're an IT person, or maybe you travel between home and work with the same keyboard, then this is going to be really ideal. And the reason I say this is going to be great for IT people as well is because it has these 3 buttons that can quickly swap between 3 different devices. So if you have 3 computers you're constantly using, you can assign which one gets connected and quickly swap between them on the fly. You're also going to have some shortcuts and media control buttons over here. So you're going to have things like emoji buttons, screenshot button, media controls, as well as back on the browser, search, full screen mode. A lot of really useful shortcuts with this keyboard that are going to save you a lot of time. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of work just to click on your mouse and go to that app and do the task you want to do. But when you add up all the time you spend doing that throughout the day, this thing's going to spend you hours, if not days, throughout the years to come. Functionality aside for a second here, I really love the aesthetics of this keyboard, especially this graphite color. It has this nice dark clean color with this black keyboard as well as the gray keycaps. It looks really cool. And then if we flip over to the back over here, we can see that it's going to be very simple as well, with just 4 rubber grips. And then we also have this compartment that is going to store our batteries. So if we pop that open, you can see that there's going to be 2 AAA batteries, and then this little thread here is what kind of keeps them powered off. So if I pull this, that's going to enable the keyboard, and now it's turned on. And if we look over to the front, we can see that one of the lights are blinking, and basically what that means is it's trying to connect to our computer via Bluetooth via the first profile. If we want to connect it to the computer, all we do is go to our Bluetooth settings, we click add a device. We can see that the Pebble K380s is trying to connect. We just click it, type this number in on your keyboard. This is going to be unique to everyone, so mine is going to be different from yours, and then it's going to go ahead and start connecting. And as you can see, we got the connected indicator, and you can also see that the light stopped blinking and we're now connected to profile number 1. So let's go ahead and do a typing test to see how we do on the keyboard. So one of my favorite websites is 10 Fast Fingers, and let's get started. All right, not too shabby. We got 96 words per minute with 94 words correct and 0 mistakes made. So that's a pretty good score for me. Normally with ergonomic keyboards, I go a little bit higher. I'm like in the 110, 120 range. But for a keyboard of this style with the slim profile, which looks really cool and sleek, I think this is a pretty good overall typing speed, and I feel like it's pretty comfortable overall. So I did want to run you quickly through the software with all of this. If you want to install the Logi Options Plus software, there are some things you can do here. Here you can see you can do things like dictation, emoji, and key screenshot, which are these 3 buttons that are highlighted up here. Then we're going to have the customized keys, which are these buttons, and these are the ones that you can actually customize on the keyboard. You're not allowed to customize things like every individual letter, only the F1 through F12 row up here. And then here you can see this is how you switch between different profiles, and you can just simply hold the white button here, and that's how you pair it into Bluetooth mode again, so you can connect things like your phone, your tablet, or your computer. And just to show you what everything looks like, if I go ahead and press this button, this is going to show and hide your desktop. That's going to be really helpful if you save files to your desktop and you need to quickly access them real quick. This is going to be search, so if I press that, it's going to enter the search on my Windows computer here. This is going to be back like in regular browsers. This is going to be dictation, where you can type with your voice rather than a keyboard. This is going to be really helpful if you just don't feel like typing, or if you have some sort of disabilities. And then this is going to be an emojis menu, which is pretty straightforward. You press it and then you get some emojis over here, as well as GIFs and other cool fun stuff like symbols. This is gonna be the screen snip button, and if I press this, you can see it adds me to a screenshot mode, and I can just drag whatever I want and take a screenshot. This is gonna be your pause and play for your music, and this is gonna be your mute and unmute for your speakers and your volume here. Now all of these keys can be customized, and if I go ahead and press this show/hide desktop, this is gonna be the recommended, which are these. You can do something like a smart action. You can also do things like other actions where you can choose something specific, and there's a pretty long list here of the type of things that you can do, as you can see on my screen here. And if you don't like any of these keys, you can assign a shortcut by pressing this, and let's say you want something like Control-Shift-T. You can go ahead and do like a combination of keys and use that instead. And that's gonna be really great if you want something app specific. And speaking of app specific, you can go ahead and customize app specific keys by pressing this add application button, and it detects all of the apps you have on your computer, and you can create profiles. So let's say I want Google Chrome to have its own profile. So only when I'm in Google Chrome, these are gonna be the shortcuts available to me, and I can customize them. And then these are gonna be like your global settings, and you can go ahead and add as much as you'd like. Maybe you have some Spotify shortcuts, or if you're a coder or a video editor, you can go ahead and have specific shortcuts for that application. And if you wanna remove some of these, you just go ahead and press X and then remove, and you're good to go. Now the next tab here is gonna be Easy Switch, and this is just gonna allow you to switch between different devices via the software. You can do it by pressing any of these 3 buttons on the keyboard, but Logitech does give you the option to do it in the software. And then if we go to the settings menu here, we can see that there's gonna be a few different things here. The first notable one is gonna be the F1 keys, and you can make it where you have to hold function plus F1 or just press F1. And you can enable that by clicking this. You can back up your device by logging into via Logitech, and you can also restore all your settings to defaults or remove the device from your computer. So the software is gonna be great, and it's gonna give you a lot of customization if you have very specific preferences with your workflow or work environment. Now this keyboard is not gonna be spill resistant, so be careful to make sure you don't accidentally spill your drinks on it, because that definitely is a thing. Everyone usually drinks around their keyboards, so be extra careful with this one here. And this keyboard is going to be made up of 50% recycled plastic materials, so that's going to be nice and environment friendly. Good job on Logitech for thinking about our environment and making the world a less toxic place. So I did want to talk a little bit about the actual typing experience. This keyboard is going to be using scissor key switches, which press into a little membrane button. So it's going to be very quiet, and it's going to feel pretty good overall. And I did want to give you guys a typing demo to show you how quiet they are and what they actually sound like. So as you can tell by the typing test, this thing is ultra silent. So that's gonna be nice to not distract anyone in your environment, whether you're working from home or you're working in a work environment. It's gonna be nice knowing that you're not gonna be that loud person in the office or at home. While I was typing on it, I did notice that each keycap is gonna be very firmly placed on there. So there's not gonna be any like keycap wobble or rattle. So when I try to press on the edges, you can see there's nothing really bending, and it feels very solid on here overall. I really like it. And then I actually just noticed that there is going to be a little on and off switch right here, so that's also going to be helpful for when traveling with a keyboard. You don't want this thing turned on and typing random buttons on your phone or laptop or whichever devices you have it connected to. And then the battery life on this keyboard is going to be massive. It's going to be 36 months with those 2 AAA batteries, so that's going to be like 3 years give or take depending on your usage. So this keyboard's going to be okay overall standalone, but if you want to make it even better, Logitech released this Pebble Mouse 2, which is a new version of the Pebble mouse that they announced with this keyboard here. So if you want to check that out, there's going to be a video on that up here. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.